In this episode, how to spot a bad driver, and they're everywhere. Boring specs, and spare nuts and bolts. Welcome to episode 82 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, have you yet taken a hammer to your bumper?
No, I want it fixed properly. I don't want to fix it like Clarkson.
You are Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes, but I don't want my car to be treated like Clarkson's car. I feel like I live like Clarkson, but I would like to care about my cars like May.
I don't understand that.
I love my car.
If you're going to be full Clarkson, you got to be full Clarkson.
Yeah, but I love my car.
I will say, Clarkson would not fix his own car. He would bring it to the body shop.
I will not fix my own car.
I know. So
And
in that way, you're more Clarkson.
I know the limitations of my competence, and it ends at a hammer.
Yikes.
If it can't be fixed with a hammer and duct tape, I'm calling someone.
See, I would be down there. I'd be getting the rubber mallet, and I'd be boink, boink. I think that would pop out.
On the plastic?
Yeah, I think the plastic would pop out. You're going to have your dings and nicks around the paint. That's a problem. That's definitely a problem.
I can't live with
Do you
that.
think that they're going to change the bumper to a new one?
Yeah.
Get down there. Start smacking away.
But
what do you got to lose? You're getting a new one anyway. You can at least pop the dent out so you don't have to look at it every time. Because I know when you go to your car, every time.
God damn it, I do.
The walk of shame.
If I don't back in somewhere so I don't have to see it, I'm now intentionally backing into more parking spots so I don't have to see it when I come out of the store or the restaurant.
Yikes.
I don't have to look at it and go,
I'm just saying, get the mallet out, pop that dent out. It'll make the walk of shame less shameful.
I suppose.
Yes. You will just look like every Ultima out there as opposed to
God.
somebody who...
Every Ultima. I can't be lumped in with the Ultimas. No.
You've graduated to Ultima status. Yikes.
Oh my God. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. Oh.
All right. Speaking of Ultimas, have you seen anything wild out there lately?
So, yes. I saw something recently that made me go back to that conversation we had where I was thinking about, like, how do you know someone's just not particularly caring about their car? And if someone doesn't particularly care about their car, then that means they're probably not a careful driver, which means they're probably not a good driver.
Usually those are correlated.
Yes.
Usually.
So I did see something that made me go, wow, what an idiot.
Ooh, I like this.
So here in the lovely sunshine, the Gunshine State, baby, the Sunshine State of Florida, our license plates have a yellow registration sticker that tell you when your registration expires. You typically need to renew them either once every year or once every 2 years, depending on how long you register your car for. And when you get the yellow sticker, there's a very specific location on the license plate that you're supposed to put it.
Yes. There's like an indentation on the license plate. Fits the perfect little square sticker. And usually you just keep placing it over the old sticker.
Yeah, those of us that have, I don't know, some mushy stuff between our ears, also known as a brain, we can figure that one out.
Uh-huh.
But I saw someone that couldn't figure that out.
So what they do?
They just stuck the damn registration stickers all over the place. Every corner. So in Florida, it's supposed to go in the top right corner.
Oh, boy.
And they went top right corner, top left corner, top or bottom left corner, bottom right corner, in the middle, everywhere you can put a sticker. It was like someone that had a car for many years. Now, it's not this exact picture we're looking at, but it is an exact doppelganger here. It looked just like the picture we're looking at, where you've got two registration stickers in the top right corner, one on the top left, one in the bottom left, one in the bottom right, two in the center.
In the center.
It just...
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I saw it and I would just scratch my head thinking, really? I mean, Really, you thought it was a good idea to put them all cattywampus all over the damn place. What?
It won't take many months to fill that up. It'd be years.
Not many years. No. If you hold the car for 10 years,
Right.
you'll have no more license plate.
No. Okay, let me ask you this question, though. For the people who know how to normally swap it, like us, and probably the people listening to this because they care about cars, do you pull the old sticker off before putting the new one on?
I don't.
I don't either.
But what is a good recommendation is once you apply your new sticker, get a very sharp razor blade and score it.
Why is that?
That way someone cannot steal it off of your license plate.
Interesting.
That is a common criminal activity.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Huge. Actually, very big. Yeah. A good tip is once you put your new registration sticker on your car, take a very sharp razor blade and just score it. Give it a little X across it. So that way if someone tries to peel it off, they're not getting a clean registration sticker.
Right.
And then if you go out to your car and like, wow, something ain't right here, you can go to the DMV and say, can I have a new one?
That's a good one. I did not know that.
Yeah, helpful tip.
That is a good little tip. I like that. Are there any other things that you can think of that say that you are either not a good driver, but more you're not a good driver through the exterior of your car?
So I have another one with the registration stickers.
Okay.
So you know how some people think they're cool and they want to hide from the cops. They want to go incognito, and they put that like license plate cover thing on it.
The darkening
Yeah.
cover.
That like darkened tinted license plate cover that's supposed to block from like red light cameras and people seeing your plate, but ends in you just getting pulled over because you look suspicious anyway.
If I were a cop, I would just have a field day with those things.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh,
They're so
you
dumb
have one?
too.
You're getting pulled over. No doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let me take this a step further. When someone is so lazy that when they have one, they just simply put the registration sticker on top of it.
Oh, man.
Instead of unscrewing it, putting the registration sticker on the actual license plate, they put it on the plastic license plate cover thing.
Wow. You saw people do that?
Oh, yes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got to be a world-class idiot to do that. I mean, top-class moron. Absolute dumbass to think, I'm going to put a fresh registration sticker on the license plate cover.
And it's on plastic, so it's easy to peel off.
Easy.
It's easier.
Oh, easy peasy.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, I've never seen that one. That's a good
Oof.
one. Oof is right.
You got any ideas how you know someone is just rubbish at what they do with the car?
I think that I'll debate this one. Foggy headlights.
Could just mean it's an old car.
It could. But if you're a car person, you look at those fog headlights and you have the same feeling of shame that you do when you look at your bumper right now, right? And I had that with my Civic, and I'd take toothpaste out there and scrub it and try to get the fog out of it.
Once a week.
Yeah, and it would last for 2 months, and then it's back to what it was, because that's just how it works in Florida. But that is one thing that you can look at to determine, because if they have fresh headlights, either they got into an accident and they had to replace them, which is a possibility, or they actually do like their car and want to have good looks.
Yeah. I see your point. I agree.
Foggy headlights. Do you have any more?
You and I were compiling a list. You mentioned potentially paint problems.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be the pot calling the kettle black here?
A little bit. So, paint problems, specifically when you see the Nissan Altima that has the clear coat removed off the top roof.
What about an old school Chevy Impala?
That'll work.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what it is. Any American-made car that has
Or
removed
Nissan.
the clear coat or has acorns and leaves embedded in the paint probably doesn't really like their car. And you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
It's a thing.
There's so I'm envisioning a car that's been parked under an oak tree, right?
Yes.
The oak tree pollen and acorns and leaves have fallen off, and then they've been just crusted into the car through years of rain and sun and all of the weather conditions. So now they are like structurally integral to the actual car itself.
Yes. You may not remove that acorn if you want to keep your roof structural.
Yeah, it just disintegrates the whole car. Tink.
Now, what you were saying, the paint problem that I have on my BRZ currently is that the rear wing is like a plastic wing that's bolted to the metal trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And that wing is removing the clear coat because it's a different material than the actual car. So the metal frame of the car, all the paint's good. The plastic wing, though, it's not good. And I do need to get that fixed.
You got paint problems.
I don't have the same walk of shame, though, that you do. It's not great. It doesn't look good at a car show or anything, but it's not a giant dent in the bumper. That's a bit different.
Fair point.
Yes. So one more that I can think of. You're behind a car, and they mash the accelerator because it's a green light, and they have to, and out comes a whole bunch of white smoke out the tailpipe.
Oh, yeah.
Burning oil.
It's a great smell,
Burn
too,
the
isn't
midnight oil.
it? Yeah.
So does that mean that they're not a car guy?
I think so, probably. I think so. There's another one I just thought of.
What's that?
A car that's got a misfire.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
That V8 is a V7 now.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Yeah. I think that those are some good, you're not a car guys.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, this weekend, there was an F1 race going on. And my dad was actually watching Free Practice 3 because I happened to be over and put it on.
There you go.
And there happened to be, I believe it was a groundhog that ran
Yes.
across the track. So he posed the dad question.
Of course.
Is that roadkill or is that track kill?
And you said?
Has to be track kill.
I agree.
Not a word, but
But is it, though? Because what is the track made out of?
racetrack bits.
Racetrack bits are comprised of,
Asphalt,
which is also known as a road.
not cement.
I see where you're going. So would it then be in lieu roadkill? Because it is technically road that happens to be part of a racetrack?
I would not call a racetrack a road unless it's Lamar or Bathurst. I would not call it a road.
Okay, I see your point. If it's a street circuit,
Yeah,
it's roadkill.
right.
So Monaco, it's roadkill.
Yes,
Okay. Sebring, track kill.
track kill.
St. Pete Grand Prix.
Roadkill.
Okay. What about
What about the airport at the St. Pete Grand Prix? The runway. Plane kill? Runway kill? Don't know. We'll come back on that one.
like taxiway kill?
This is getting out of hand.
Yes, it is.
But I think you see the point.
I do.
Now, the Canadian Grand Prix is a racetrack, right?
A racetrack with a park.
But
Park kill.
do they use that road on a daily basis? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I think that they might because I know Belle Isle, they use that, and that's a
Could
park.
actually be roadkill.
It could be roadkill. Anyway, it was just a classic dad joke.
If you're watching, let us know in the comments. Is it roadkill or track kill at the Canadian Grand Prix? All right. So you ready to get into some car spots?
Let's do it.
All right. So why don't we start with me?
Okay.
Is that good for you?
Yep.
All right. So while I've been out driving around, I did see some things. The first thing that I saw was a Lamborghini. But it was such a bland meh spec.
On a Lamborghini,
I know. That sounds very strange, doesn't it?
they're supposed to be the center of attention.
I agree. And, I mean, it made a very good noise with that big V10, but it was kind of blandish. It was a Lamborghini Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive. So, like, the most livable, dailyable, playful of the Huracans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was black wheels, and red calipers. Such just like a boring spec.
It does need something else.
It's just so boring.
Anything else. It could have different wheels, different paint, an accent on the paint, a tricolore somewhere would make it.
It just, black on black is just so boring. It loses the lines of the car.
It really does.
It just makes it so, dare I say, bland on a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's a bland Lamborghini.
Yep.
If it was painted green, it'd be a Lamborghini. Ha 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 ha. So let's move on to something else I saw. I did see a Porsche 911 GT3 Touring, but I know we talked about a GT3 Touring last week, but this is a Touring in a very good spec, in arguably one of my favorite specs for a Touring. I saw one in silver, GT silver metallic, more specifically, with silver wheels and red brake calipers and the silver trim. And it's one of my favorite specs. It's almost like a base spec.
Really?
Yeah, because it just flies under the radar so well. It's classy. It's beautiful. It does exactly everything I would want it to do. I could live with it. It would be like if I had to have literally one car for the rest of my life, it's timeless.
Didn't you say that about the one you saw last week?
Well, of course, but
What?
not quite the same. Like last week was a pretty spec. I mean, gentian blue with Orem wheels, but this is so flying under the radar. Silver with silver.
Boring. It's boring.
But the silver shows the lines of the 911.
I agree with that.
The black doesn't show the lines of the Huracan. It'd be like my wife and I going out to dinner, and the Huracan.
Where's this going? Oh boy.
Stay with me.
Okay.
So the Huracan would be like my wife wearing baggy pajamas.
Okay.
Right? She's still beautiful. She's still attractive. But it doesn't really show her lines very well. The 911 in GT Silver Metallic is like my wife and I going out to dinner, and she's now wearing a skin-tight dress.
Next time.
You see my analogy, and it works, goddammit.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think this car's boring. You did the same exact thing. Black on black, red brake calipers. This is silver on silver, red brake calipers.
But
it's boring.
silver wheels breaks up the monotony of black tires.
You know what this needs? A tricolore. That's what it needs.
Yes, it needs the German flag going down the side.
The Italian flag. That's what it needs. I'm telling you. It needs the tricolore.
Oh,
It'd be
Derek.
great.
On a German car.
No problems. They put an American flag on one. No problems.
Touche. You got me there. You know what?
Exactly.
You got me there. All right. So then let's move on to what I'm going to call as my spot of the week.
Okay.
And it is a McLaren. It's like a baby P1. It's not a P1, but it's baby P1. And it is the 675 Longtail.
More of these long tails, huh?
So we talked about a Longtail Pagani back a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to talk about a Longtail McLaren. Normally when we use the term Longtail, it refers to a McLaren, right?
Yes.
Now, the 675, I don't have production numbers on how many they made, but this is a much more rare car to see than the other version that you would normally see, which would be the 650S.
Is that what was out at Cars and Coffee recently?
No, that was the 765 Longtail.
Okay.
This is the predecessor to the 765 Longtail, which is, and I'm for those of you that aren't a McLaren snob, this is going to confuse you. The car that we're looking at, the car that I saw, was the 675 Longtail. Its successor is the 765 Longtail.
Okay.
The McLaren naming conventions are top-notch.
No. Printers. Just printers.
Not
Or
only printers, but the same printer with the number transposed.
Ugh.
A 675 long tail and then a 765 long tail. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And add a 4C to the end of it. It would be fantastic.
Yes, the 4C. Oof. Right?
Yeah.
Oof. But let me give you some stats because a lot of times I don't really know a whole lot about the 675 long tail other than it just looks like a baby P1.
Okay.
It's a cool car, right? It's neat.
It looks like a longer McLaren to me.
It does. But it was MSRP'd at $353,000,
That's expensive.
which is on par with all the other long tail kind of McLarens. It's powered by a 3.8 liter twin turbo V8 that develops a very devilish amount of horsepower.
Devilish?
666. The number of the beast.
All right.
Right? With 516 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
So it's got some oomph.
Yeah.
And it weighs just shy of 3,000 pounds.
Okay.
Not super heavy, but pretty powerful.
Slightly heavier than I thought, but not terrible.
Not everything is Miata.
Yeah. And you don't really need much less weight with that power. I
Agree.
get that.
With 666 horsepower, you're powered by the devil. Let's go.
Now, would you say that this car is boring?
No.
I
I did
agree.
see it in white.
Yeah, I would agree. It doesn't look boring.
No.
This looks good. It would look better in orange.
In Papaya Spark. Yes.
Yes.
We talk the correct color names here, Derek.
And it would look better with the tricolore, like everything.
Oh my God. You're just going to put the Italian flag on everything that exists.
Do it.
I'm going to put the Italian... Okay. Tricolore your BRZ. It's going to happen.
Deal.
Okay.
Deal.
Wrap your wing in the tricolore. Instead of repainting it, wrap it the tricolore.
Just over and over and over.
Yes.
All the
like
way
a
down.
candy cane.
Yeah.
An Italian candy cane for a wing.
You know what it's not?
What's that?
Boring. It's not boring.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Is it wild? For sure.
So yeah, that's my spot of the week. The 675 long tail.
That's a cool car.
It
That's
is.
a good
You
car
don't
spot.
actually see those very often at all.
No. That is a good car spot. Are they... So, McLaren and Pagani have long tails. Do any other manufacturers have long tails?
Off the top of my head, not that I'm aware of.
There's no Porsche long tail?
I mean,
I don't...
there's long hoods.
Long bonnets.
They did
I
a
can't
long hood
think of
version,
any other manufacturers.
Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any.
Huh. So I wonder why those are the only two. Interesting.
Not really sure.
Not sure either.
So did you see anything while you've been out and about?
So I did. I saw the classic, your dentist's car,
Oh,
Which is-
R8.
in R8.
Didn't mean
It
to
was
burst
black.
your bubble.
Yep. It was black, and then it had the silver stripe down the side, which,
That's better.
that's better.
It needs that.
It's not boring.
It needs that silver to break up the monotony of just bland boringness of black on black.
Agreed. Agreed. And it also has the silver like up on where the engine compartment is too, which also breaks it up. Looks
Good.
good. Red 458, a classic with the tan interior. You can't go wrong. It's
Gotta love it.
Yep, normal. And then I also saw what was the most interesting car spot was actually from our last car show. There was a very clean BMW M3. It was
Ooh.
actually in white. And I saw it driving around town, and I was like, yes, that's a cool spot.
Love that car. That E46 M3.
Mm-hmm. And I do like the wheels that they've done to it and the rims that they've done to it. Do you know the rims?
Those look like the wheels off of like an M3 CSL.
They kind of do.
It's gone for kind of this like OEM plus look.
Yeah. Huge fan. I actually love a clean BMW like that. But that's about all that I saw, other than the classic Ultimas all around town.
Yes, everywhere.
So that means we should get into our I wish they would have.
I think it's time.
Do you have one?
I do. My I wish they would have has to do with schooling. You're
Okay.
going to think I'm an old man. Stay with me.
I know you're an old man.
True. But I wish they would have. I wish that in like high school, they would teach more things mechanical
Ooh.
in relation to cars. I know you're all about the future of electric vehicles, which we can debate on a later episode whether that is actually an idea that should be entertained or not. But for now, I wish that high schools around the country and the world even, because I mean, I guess I can't really speak for other countries, but around our country would teach just general mechanic stuff. And this is going to make me sound like that grumpy old guy. It's like, I wish they brought back shop class. But I do, because it's useful, right? It's useful for someone to know how to, I don't know, check their tire pressure. Or maybe not even change their oil, but check their oil. Or change a tire. Or find out how to figure out what size tire you need. That kind of stuff.
I could not agree anymore. And I was that guy in high school. I was that kid. I took TSA. I took 3 years of tech class.
Yep.
And in the back of tech class was indeed a motor you could tinker with if you wanted to figure it out. And after hours, if you hung out, people would be putting metal sheets under tires and pulling e-brakes and sliding around and doing goofy stuff, because that's what you do in tech class. People have cars and they tinker with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I learned how to figure out how to pull a dipstick and how to tinker around with the motor. I also happened to be able to get a job at a motorcycle shop, which helped me a lot, because then I could really tear into engines and all the mechanical bits. But I do agree that they should have something that teaches you the bare bones basics. The problem is going to be some students will be into it, others will not. And you have this problem across everything in anything you teach in a school. It doesn't
Correct.
matter if it's art, math, science. Some will be into it, some will not. But it would be good skills to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it should be an elective. I don't know. I don't know how they would put it through the school system. But they need just practical skills in general.
I agree.
Right.
But since this is a car show,
Yeah.
I figured I'd keep it car related. But yeah, I just wish that in school, kids would come out of school. I wish they would just teach them a little bit of something.
It wouldn't be a lot. It'd be check your fluids, how to check if you have brake pad left. That would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, some people can't even do that. You just have to look. It's not particularly hard. You just got to know what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Fluids are the key. If you can keep fluids in any modern car, it will run forever.
Yeah, you're pretty much good.
Yeah.
Engineering is now to the point where if you just keep fluids in it and don't drive it like an ape,
Don't crash it.
it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah. Any Civic will last forever if you keep fluids in it.
Mm-hmm.
And check tire pressures. Like, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Fluids, pressures, maybe brake pads. That's a maybe.
Windshield wipers.
Yeah, sure.
Simple stuff.
Right.
Not like replacing head gaskets.
No,
But
they don't
just
have to.
Enough to be able to, when you get down the road and you get a flat tire, no factor. I got this.
Right. You can change the tire.
But yeah, it's my wish they would have.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. I don't think it's going to happen, but I like it a lot.
I agree. What do you have?
All right. I got one that I know is not going to happen, but I know you're going to love. So I wish that manufacturers were, when they built the car, you know how they put the spare tire and all the goodies in the trunk that you can change a spare tire?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll give you like an extra socket or something that you can do some weird part on or something.
Yeah.
I wish that they were forced to give you a bunch of spare parts that would get the car from a consumable standpoint to either what the OEM deems as like their warranty period or what the government has deemed as far enough into the car's life, but something that would get you to like 60,000 miles. And I'm talking about consumables like air filters, windshield wipers, brake pads, spare nuts and bolts for parts that you know you're going to break, because that happens. Like oil filters. I don't really think fluids would be required, but just the physical parts that you need to change on the car.
Yeah.
I wish that those came with the car.
Should that include tires?
No.
I agree.
No, because there's too many different manufacturers out there. But you could start to argue that with other things too. So I don't know. Like for oil filters, there's a million manufacturers of oil filters.
True.
So, and you're starting to get into that fringe area where I don't know.
But I like where your head's at with that.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense. I buy the car. I want to drive the car. I can't drive the car if I can't maintain the car.
Right.
I get that idea.
But the manufacturers will argue you don't need spare bolts and nuts because they're not going to come off. But everyone that's...
What if you wrench on it?
Right. Everyone that's worked on their car knows that it's inevitable. Something's going to happen.
You put something back and you're like, I got extra parts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm missing a bolt. Uh-oh. Don't know where that went.
Yep. Fingers crossed it's not somewhere important.
Let's hope there was at least 2 of the 3 on there. Yeah. I do wish they would give you more parts for your car. Spare parts. That'd
Very
be cool.
true. I like that.
Yeah. So I think that's all I got, buddy.
All right. So then I guess that's going to wrap us up for episode, 82 now?
82.
Dang. Cool. So thanks again for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you drop a comment and a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for us, please. If you're on audio, please leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. Don't forget, while you're at it, follow us on social. Facebook is We Are Auto, Instagram is We Are Auto _, YouTube is We Are Auto, and our website is weareauto.io. So again, thanks so much, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.